Hello, now we will discuss about maxima and minima. Basically, we will focus on the local maximum and local minimum value of a function. So there are two tests to determine the local maximum value and local minimum values of functions. First one is first derivative test. In this test, we use first derivative to find the values of local maximum and local minimum values. Now, if you see this figure, this is the curve y equal to fx, and it is first it is increasing, then it is decreasing. So we take a point x equal to c. If you take a point as if you take this point in this position, you can see that on the left of this point, if you take any point sufficiently close to c, at this point the slope of tangent is negative. And if you on the right side, if you take any point on the curve, then you can see that slope of tangent is negative. On the left of this point, left side of this point, slope of tangent is positive, and on the right it is negative. So if we pass through this point C, then f dash x changes sign from positive to negative. So in this condition we can say that this point C is a local maxima, because at this point we will get the maximum value of fx. Now if you see second situation, there is the curve y equal to fx, and this is the point s equal to c. On the left side of this s equal to c, and there is a point sufficient to this is the point sufficiently close to point c. You can see that to the left of s equal to c, the slope of tangent is negative, while on the right side, point on the right side of on the curve at x equal to c, we can say that slope of tangent is positive. So if we pass through s equal to c, sine of tangent, or you can sine of slope tangent, or you can say f dash, sine of f dash changes from negative to positive. So in this case we get the local minima. So there are two situations. In first case we get a point of local maxima, and in second case we got the point of local minima. If you put these values, that is local maxima and local minima, in the value of function, you will get local maximum value and local minimum values of function respectively. So this is our first derivative test. If sign does not change, that is sign does not change from negative to positive or positive to negative, then there will be no point of local maxima or local minima. Okay, in that case that point will be called a point of inflection. So if sign changes from positive to negative, then we will get a point of local maxima, and if sign changes from negative to positive, we will get the point of local minima. So this is our first derivative test. Now there is also one more test, second derivative test. You should just remember the steps. We will not prove this, only remember the steps. How will you find the point of local maxima and local minima using second derivative test? So for any function y equal to fx, first we will find dy by dx, that is first derivative. Then we will put that derivative equal to 0 to get the various values of x, x1, x2, x3 and so on. Then we will find the second derivative, d2y by dx square. Then we will put these values of x, that is the value we got in step 2, to these values of d2y by dx square. Suppose at any value, in this case we have taken s equal to x1. Suppose at s equal to x1, d2y by dx square is negative, then we say that s equal to x1 is a point of local maximum. If at any point, in this case s equal to x2, second derivative is positive, then we say that x equal to x2 is a point of local minima. Now if it is 0, if second derivative is 0 at any point, then this test fails and we go back to the first derivative test. Okay, so these three steps are very important. If second derivative is less than 0, then we will get a point of local maxima. If greater than 0, we will get a point of local minima, and if equal to 0, then test fails and we will go back to the first derivative test. Now we will solve some problems. We will basically use this second derivative test in the solving of problems. Now take first problem. Find the local maximum and local minimum value, if any, for function hx equal to sin x plus cos x, and x varies from 0 to pi by 2. So see the solution. We will use second derivative test to solve this problem. So given function is hx equal to sin x plus cos x. Now first step is to find the value of first derivative, that is h dash x. So h dash x equals to cos x minus sin x. Okay. Now second step is to put the value of h dash x equal to 0. If we put h dash x equal to 0, this implies cos x equals to sin x. Okay. Now when that happens, it happens on so many values, but we have to choose the values for which lies in 0 and pi by 2, open interval 0 to pi by 2. So only one value you will get, that is x equal to pi by 4. Okay. So this point will be our either point of local maxima or local minima. Now what we will do, we will find the second derivative, that is h double dash x. It will come out as minus sin x and minus cos x. If we put these values in this equation, then you will get h double dash pi by 4 equal to minus sin pi by 4 minus cos pi by 4. This equals to minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, that is minus 2 by root 2 is equals to minus root 2. Now you can easily see that this value is negative. That means this point is a point of local maxima. So this implies x equal to pi by 4 is a point of local maxima. Now we will get the local maximum value. So hx maximum, that is local maximum values of hx, is equals to h pi by 4. Now it can be find, it will be equals to, since h is equal to sin x plus cos x, so h pi by 4 equal to sin pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4, that is 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, that is 2 by root 2 equal to root 2. So this is the local maximum value of hx. Okay, this completes the problem solution. Now next one is find two numbers whose sum is 24 and whose product is as large as possible. So product is maximum and sum is given as 24. So if we assume that numbers are x and y, then we are given sum x plus y equals to 24 and product is maximum, that is xy. Suppose product is p, so p equal to xy, this product is maximum. Okay, so we have to find the numbers when p is maximum. So here p is our function y equal to fx, but here it has two variables x and y, so we will convert it into one variable from this given relation. This is first equation. So from this relation we will convert the second relation, that is value of p, in one variable. So from 1 and 2 we can say, from 1 and 2 we can say p equals to x, and then value of y from this first equation is 24 minus x, so we'll put it here, 24 minus x. The value of p is 24x minus x square. So now you can see that this value of p is only in one variable, x. So this is our kind of function, y equal to fx, there is a p in place of y, and this is fx. Now this is our function, and we will use second derivative test to find the maximum value of p when value of numbers when p is maximum. Now first find dp by dx, first derivative is equal to 24 minus 2x. If we put dp by dx equal to 0, we will get x equals to 12. So this is our critical point, either p will be maximum or minimum at this point. Let's see what the case be. Now we will find d2p upon dx square. So we will get from this, it comes out with minus 2. So since it is negative, implies p is maximum. Okay, so if p is maximum for this point, x equal to 12. So one value we have got, value of x when p is maximum. Now what is the value of y? From first we can get the value of y when x equal to 12 from 1, y equal to 24 minus x, that is 24 minus 12 equal to 12. So these are the two numbers, 12 when p is maximum. Okay, so this completes the solution. Now next one, next one is show that the height of the cylinder of maximum volume that can be described in a sphere of radius r is 2r by root 3. You can see at this figure, look at this figure. Now this cylinder is inscribed in this sphere, and radius sphere is r, constant, and we have to prove that if the volume is maximum, if the volume of cylinder is maximum, then the height of cylinder will be 2r by root 3. Okay, we have assumed that the height of cylinder is h. Okay, we have to prove that this h is equal to 2r by root 3 when volume of cylinder is maximum. So this height is h, and by symmetry we can say this will be the center of circle, sphere, and also as well as cylinder. So this height will be h by 2, and this is radius r of a sphere, and we will assume that the radius of a cylinder is small r. So we have to prove that the height will be 2r by root 3 when volume is maximum. Okay, now volume of a cylinder is, pi r square h. So when v is maximum, then h will be 2r by root 3. We have to prove. So this is our function. We will prove that v is maximum when h equal to 2r by root 3. Now again in this function there are two variables r and h. We will convert it into one variable. First we have to find a relation between r and h. Okay, so this is our first relation. Now we will find the relation between r and h. So first thing you notice that this is a right angle triangle. This is right angle. We can use Pythagoras theorem. So what we will get, r square equal to small r square plus h square by 4. So from here you can get the value of r square equal to capital R square minus h square by 4. This is our second relation. If you put the values of r square in first, then you will get the value of v as only in one variable, that is h. So we will put the value of r square from 2 in 1. So from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, we will get v equal to pi r square minus h square by 4 into h. This is the value of v in terms of single variable h. Remember, r is constant, it is not variable. Okay, so this is equal to pi r square h minus h cube by 4. So this is our function. This is in place of y, and this is our fx, or you can say fh. So we will use second derivative test to prove that v is maximum when h equal to small h equal to 2r by root 3. So first what we will do, we will find dv by dh. So dv by dh equals to pi r square then 3h square by 4. Next step is to put dv by dh equal to 0. This implies r square equal to 3h square by 4, that is h square equal to 4r square by 3. This implies h equals to 2r by root 3. So value of h we got h 2r by root 3. Now we have to prove that this value, at this value v is maximum. We have to prove that at this value v is maximum. So we will find the value of d2v by dh square. So if you find d2v by dh square from the value of dv by dh, this r square will become 0 and this will be minus 2h only. So what you will get? A negative quantity. That means v is maximum. So if you write value of d2v by dh square, d2v by dh square, so you can see that first value after pi we will get 0, then minus 6h by 4, that is 6h by 4, that is minus 3h by 2. Now since h is positive, it is clearly a negative value. Since h is positive, therefore this value is negative. So we can say v is maximum at h equal to h value of h is 2r by root 3. We have already got. So you can say v is maximum at h equal to root 3. So okay friends, we have done some questions on local maximum and local minimum value. Okay, you should try to do other questions based on this concept. Okay, thank you.